All aboard the Peace and Unity train. Welcome to the Liberty Cowgirl Network. I'm your host, Cowgirl D, which I'm going to fix right now on my thing. And Liberty Cowgirl, looks like you're muted, hun. Looks like you're muted. So let's get you unmuted. Say hello. Somehow we lost sound from our host here. See if we can't get that sound back. For some reason, our host got muted. Now I hear you. Oh, we heard you for a second. I saw your microphone. Nope, can't hear you. You were unmuted for a second. There you go. There you are.
Hello, everybody. Sorry we're dealing with a bit of a delay on this. And welcome to the Liberty Cowgirl Network. How you doing today, Cowgirl D?
Oh my goodness. I was really calm earlier. I had a great if table stream, praying and worshiping. And then I called Power Girl. And a little echo for some reason. And I am still all of that, but I'm really electrified and charged up and excited to introduce to you all somebody that popped up in the back room for us. His name is Brock Maddox. He is with the Freedom Fighters of Central Wisconsin, and he is someone who is leading the way over there in the Midwest. So if you want to bring Brock up, he wants to pop in, and we're going to feature him this weekend in a Liberty Lounge and have the Cowgirls all get to talk with him. But is he still there with us in the back room? Liberty Cowgirl?
Let me bring him in from backstage, but we want to welcome in Shift Kicker and All for His Kingdom and Joyful. And Power Girl, if you want to join us on panel D, can you drop her the link or so she can get
she was given it in an email, but I will drop the link. This is for
let's bring in Mr. Maddox.
Come on, Mr. Maddox. Come on down. You're the next contestant on the Peace and Unity train. How are you, honey? Good to see you.
Yeah. How's it going, guys? Thanks for having me on. It's
welcome to the Liberty Cowgirl Network, Brock.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me on tonight. It's honored to be here, and let's do it.
Let's do this. Yep.
Well, first of all, I've heard a lot about you, heard a lot about your movement. I'm very pleased and honored that you could join us here today. I know you've got a full calendar, and so do we, so it's been tough trying to hook up. But Deanna, why don't you give us, since you're very familiar with what's going on, just a bit of a background, and then we'll let Brock take it from there.
Okay, well, to be perfectly honest, the first time I saw and heard of the Freedom Fighters, it was Christina was interviewing, or she was repodcasting something about Harry Waite. And in my mind, I'm like, what is she doing with this Wisconsin thing? You know, I'm like, what is she doing over there in Wisconsin? And I even told her that. I was like, I don't know what you're doing over there, but there's some big stuff happening in Wisconsin. And I wouldn't even try to begin to take that away. I'll let Brock explain that. But needless to say, I stand corrected in thinking that maybe girl was wasting her time over there with Wisconsin, because there's a lot of things going on with Wisconsin that should actually excite all of us. So I'll let Brock tell you why he thinks that is, but I can tell you for us why we are very much attracted like a moth to a flame to the Freedom Fighters of Central Wisconsin, because they have been able to be unified, and they've been able to stand together, and they've been able to have real effective change. Is that good enough for you? Because I'm saying yes. Give me some of that, please. Give me some of that. Let's hear. Yeah.
So yeah, in the beginning,
awesome.
Got off the couch with the conversation with my son, and hit the ground running. And first off, we were able to start a Patriot group here in the state of Wisconsin when the lockdowns were rampant, and we shut down our health department on a mask mandate here in the county. Collectively, we had 100 and something people come to that, and we experienced the power of the people. And when we experienced the power of the people collectively in that moment, it was over with. I mean, it was over with. It just grew. I mean, the first week we had over 1,000 people on our website or our Facebook. Wow. And then it just spawned from there. And then I could sit here and tell you how many 6,000 hours I dedicated to this, over 100 and something events and protests throughout the state. We helped launch 250 patriot groups. And when they kind of derail one of us, we got 12 more. And we've been absolutely just like a hornet's nest here.
Yep.
2.5 years straight, just giving it to every county, health board, school board, city, county meeting, the government candidates. It don't matter. We're just in control back of our lives and understanding that we allowed it to get to this bad in this country. We were sleeping. And it's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's my fault. And gosh dang it, I'm sorry. I am sorry that I sat here and I was sleeping for this long.
Yeah. Yep.
We now, and we're gonna love our neighbors and use the American spirit to bring back and re-educate this country what it means to be an American, standing united as we the people and as Americans first, as Americans. It doesn't matter.
Said it. You just said it. We're going to love them. We're going to love them off the couch.
Absolutely.
We're going to love them off the couch. That's why I was playing music today and praying. And we want to do cooking. And we want to show people like, hey, our country is worth saving. We have a culture that is not everything the media is putting in our face. And our culture is truth and righteousness. And we will win in the end. God wins in the end. So we cannot let these people overtake us and comply and do nothing any longer. It is past time people get off the couch.
Yeah, it's past time. We have no other time. This is the moment we have. This is our chance. Trump did an amazing thing. He awakened the nation to how bad it was. I mean, it is as bad as he said it is, times 100. It's that bad. We don't have any other time. I mean, the alarm bells are ringing. And it's time. This government's got a problem, and that's called we the people and freedom, because we ain't stopping. We're coming through, and it's time to be courageous and bold and unapologetically, peacefully, but united in this moment, because we cannot back down. Our future generations can't afford us to sit on the couch any longer. And like you had said, some of the efforts, like yesterday, we were down in Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. So many people have been abused with the jabs, and so yesterday the Wisconsin a few weeks ago, the Wisconsin Supreme Court took on a case here where the hospitals were not allowing the use of the Ivor, mectin word, and so they took on a case. Finally, it's happening. They took on the case. They're going to hear it. So we had a press conference and with Karen Mueller in Amos Center for Justice and Liberty. And Karen Mueller's been an amazing patriot. She ran for attorney general here. Unfortunately, she lost. It got stolen from her, just like we've seen all around the United States. Our patriotic candidates getting their stolen from them. But what it did, it was built a base of supporters for her and the Justice Center for Liberty, Amos Center. It built a patriotic base. And yesterday we had like 60, 70 people there at that press conference supporting these families that have either lost their life or been injured, and standing in unity as patriotic Americans, and it's time. And that was.
I'm gonna drop that link for you too of the video. Power Girl got a great interview with you and Karen Mueller, and we definitely want to make that go viral. I want to share that on my stream as well. I just haven't yet, but we are definitely going to get that around. That was a great podcast that she did with you, and the woman seems godly. You both seem like you're doing ministry work. It's hard work.
And I'll tell you here, one of our mission statements from the beginning is, the Freedom Fighters Essential Wisconsin, with God leading the way and the Constitution in our hands, with we the people by our side, will bring back the American spirit, American values, and American way of life for future generations. And we mean that. And we ain't backing down. And it's all with God leading the way. And if you guys will go into the Bible and read the scriptures of Amos, we're seeking remedy. And it's time. to seek remedy. I mean, we're frustrated. We're beyond frustrated, and it's time for remedy, and it's time to seek that and go on defense. So, Karen
Well,
Mueller's one of them fighters that we're going to have to stand behind in this moment in time. Now, you brought up the Harry Waite case. That's another great example of why Wisconsin's so important right now. Well,
Right.
we have the Wisconsin My Vote, our official My Vote system, where you can go on there and you can check and track your ballots. Okay, where you voted, who voted, you know, how long ago, how many times you voted, where you lived, and everything. Well, Harry Waite exposed a flaw in that system to where if you had lived in Wisconsin, I could type your name and your birth date in there, and I could put my address or send a ballot wherever I wanted to in the world. And that's how that these people were harvesting dead people's ballots, and they were cheating. Okay, and he exposed that in the system. One of the ballots he did it to was mine, and I have that in my vehicle. It was a fraudulent system, and well, for Harry doing that, you know, for doing his duty to this country, okay, and helping expose the fraudulent system that's been abusing us for so long, he's facing 13 years in prison for it.
He better not go to prison for that. He better not.
He won't sit a day in prison. You want to know why? Because I was there the night that it happened, and it's all documented, recorded, and we did it. He did it with good intent. He did not do any type of malicious intent. After these ballots were sent to his house, he gave every single one of them ballots back to the people. What it was we did We the People sting operation on the Wisconsin My Vote fraudulent system. And
Can you tell me who decided to represent him this last Friday? Was approved. We were waiting. He showed up before anyone got there. Some special man, right? Who's this special guy? Is he a Moore? Is he a Moore? Is that what he is? A Moore or a
Gableman? He's the ex-Supreme Court Justice.
Gableman.
And so Gableman used to represent the state. And so they were trying to fight it, that it was a conflict of interest, and that they didn't want Gableman representing Harry Waite. Okay. And it was just ruled upon this past week that the judge is going to allow Michael Gableman, ex-Supreme Court Justice, to represent Mr. Harry Waite in this case.
Of Wisconsin or what? Where was he a Supreme Court Justice for?
Of Wisconsin. Yep.
Of Wisconsin.
If you look him up,
Liberty Cowgirl, what do you think about all that? Now is this all new to you, Liberty Cowgirl? I can't remember if you've gotten to hear any of this. Is this the first time you're doing it? I want to bring her in and let her.
First of all, it's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Maddox. I commend you. I've actually been keeping up with your story since Cowgirl brought it to our inner circles. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to speak with you personally, but I'm well aware and keeping track of all the progress. And I did catch the press conference, and I encourage everyone to go over to Keeper of the Flame, Power Girl Productions, and see that. I think she's on Rumble now also. You can catch it there. But sir, what you're doing in your city and in your state, in your town, is what people all over this country are starting to do. And you're one of the leaders of the pack, and you're exemplary of what all people and all people fighting for freedom should be doing right now and getting off the sofa, except you're doing it at a much higher level than anybody else, and you've managed to amass a very large group of people. So I, for one, am very pleased that one thing that we were all talking about in previous months is how to bring all these small groups together. And so that's one of the premises why we started the Liberty Lounge and getting all the podcasters together, because we thought, let's start with some podcasters and start networking with everyone so that we can bring everybody together for a common ground for peace and unity. So we're glad to see you're on the Liberty Cowgirl Unity train today, because we preach it every day, all day.
Where's my train whistle?
Right.
Awesome.
It's people like
Oh
you
my God.
and other leaders like yourself. We need millions of leaders all across this country. And what, we're seeing as we've gotten in this game, a lot of us have been in it for more than a few years, is good leaders are hard to find,
Yep.
ironically, or good leaders that want to step forward. So, I always remind people that
Honest
history is
ones.
being
Honest
written.
ones.
Uh,
Honest leaders.
yeah,
Yeah, you got a
exactly.
lot of liars at the front, a lot of embezzlers, infiltrators. You got a lot of people that want to be at the
Yeah.
front of the camera, and they got people just filling their pockets with it. What's hard for me to see is it's why I like the grift busters so much. You have a lot of people throwing their money, throwing their resources at the wrong people. The 1776 movement over there in DC is a pedo movement, and I've got blogs on it and proofs. They have a woman on TikTok. You have to vet your people. People that are losing everything aren't going to tell you they're losing everything. I happen to know that you are in a very bad financial situation and we want to do something about that, but that's not right now. But we have to figure out a way to do it where we're not crossing the grifter, the grifter meshing with their message at all. And it is so tricky and so careful, but the vetted information is there. You got your receipts. This is what people want to see. This is where people are ready to, okay, if you can do whatever, keyboard warrior, money, pray, get your boots on the ground, start a channel. I don't care, but you got to do something.
Time
We got
tells.
to do something.
Treasure. And first of all, I want to say thank you for your kind words and your acknowledgement of our efforts, because them are the words and moments that keep me going. And I'll tell you, it is far and few between to find leaders to stand up in this moment, right? Because we are being attacked and our families are being attacked, and they're trying to us down to not stand right now in these moments. And so, and a lot of these 501c3, 501c4 organizations, I'll tell you from firsthand experience, I was hired by the America Project and, General Roger Stone, Patrick Flynn, Michael Flynn, and Patrick Burns and stuff. I worked for them for 8 months, and we didn't have a good experience with them. And they wanted, I told them in the beginning, I am not going to sell out. I'm not going to sell my people out. You can't pay me $20 million to sell out. What money is that? What good is that money going to do me when this country's gone to hell? It ain't going to do me no good. So, I held true to them words. I'm not selling out. My people trust me. They trust me. They don't trust you. They trust me. And I'll be danged if I lose the trust out of my people in this genuine We the People movement, because that's what they want us to do. They want to bait us out with money and fancy things and materialistic stuff, and fame. Yep. And I can tell you from the beginning of starting this patriotic group, I was kind of antisocial. I was out in my house, living my life out in the country here.
Shocking.
They all said, we need a leader. And I'm like, oh gosh. I mean, I'm like, I guess,
right.
And, I've been pushed to kind of lead this movement because I created the group. I never desired to be a leader. It just happened to be, I feel like I have nothing left to lose. We have nothing left to lose in this moment, and somebody has to do it. I have no fear against these people. I've lived my whole life. I've made a lot of mistakes. I've learned a lot, and I'm applying my life to what I'm doing, and I'm giving. I gave everything. I gave up family, friends for the people, because we have no other time. It's that important, because right now, I mean, what is a football game or going on vacation and stuff like that? I mean, it's wasting time from our children's future. Okay.
Yep, exactly. So, and I want to pray for you before we have you get off and let you go and stuff, because I don't want you to leave without that prayer covering from us and everyone in the chat here. And
what we wanted to do today too is introduce you to everybody, because I want to do an entire show with you you with your movement from start to finish and educate everybody. I think it'll, I'd like to do it on a weekend so that you can educate the general public on what needs to happen in their city and in their town. Same as Jen, and welcome to the show, Jen. I saw you, Jerry Lee, all for his Kingdom Camo, and Cindy. Thank you all for coming today. But these ladies are boots on the ground. They're saw early on, they had foresight to know that they had to go to the local councils and start with them in order to affect change. I think a lot of people, at first, as we're all at different stages in this awakening and so forth. But when you really get woke is when you get fired up to step onto the battlefield that most people don't even know exists, but is so desperate for participation by the American public in an effort to save our republic.
So desperate.
And I'm so just like I said, honored to have you here. And I really want people to know your story from start to finish, but even more importantly, how people can get engaged to not only help you, but to get started in their own communities with efforts just like yours. Because, there's a lot of us that are very well aware that our judiciary is compromised in so many ways. We, however, as the people have got to do it right. We live in it, although some people are operating in lawlessness right now, we as the American people are not going to do that. We are going to stay within the confines of the law and do this according to the book. And according to the book, documents need to be filed in order to affect change and to remove these people from office, first of all, because we all know on the backside that the corruption is just a blanket all across this country. And it's going to take effort by every single person of this country who wants to see change to get up and find their place of where they can do it, whether it's going out and leading a large group of people in their area and hitting the council meetings like you all are doing, like Dee is doing down in Humboldt with Power Girl, and others are doing in their city, Jen and so forth, and Mama T. Or whether it's getting on and broadcasting and supporting the people and reporting their efforts and their progress to the general public by putting up a broadcast, or whether it's being a person that comes and sits in the chat and hears our story and is able to disseminate that to 10 people they might know, and then those people might disseminate it to 10 people they might know, and that's how this movement is starting to evolve now and has been for the last year and a half, couple of years, and of course it's because of movements like yours in other cities. I love it that we've all found each other all across this nation, and we're able to come together and we're able to report state for state for state what is going on here. So I really appreciate
that too.
Coming on today to introduce yourself. We're going to get you on. We just found out about having you for a few minutes to jump on.
5 minutes before I told her.
5 minutes before we went live.
That's tough for the girl who's got a whole show planned, but
you back for an hour, packed hour.
I'll
yes,
what's
we have you back.
I sure appreciate
down
it.
in Wisconsin, because it's huge. It's huge.
Yes, it is. It really is. Yeah.
I'd like to come back for a longer show, because really, if everybody knows what we got going on here.
Oh yeah.
Go check out ffcw.us. FFCW.
Yeah. Our girl's been dropping links, you guys, and we'll drop them in the comments after the show as well.
We have
all the links.
We have a timeline of from the beginning to kind of like now of how we did it and staged it and how we taught everybody. It starts local.
I've read it.
It's
fantastic.
And then we have all the pictures and events and everything. We are Americans. We can do what we want in this country. Whatever you put your mind to, we are Americans. I don't like to hear the word can't, because the word can't leaves you with nothing.
Yeah, we're Americans, y'all.
We can do it. We can do this stuff. We can do it. It doesn't matter your skill set. Okay. Your skill set, it could be just sharing something like the Liberty Cowgirl has said there. Everybody has a place in this movement. And if it's time, talent, and treasure, even just sharing or even telling a neighbor about what's going on. I mean, it's very important work here, and we're going to do this. Freedom will prevail. We will not stop. We can't afford it. So I just encourage everybody to go to ffcw.us, check out our webpage, and listen to
there it is.
interviews. But
Yep.
start a nonpartisan We the People group in each one of your counties. Stop funding these corporate candidates. Stop funding them. Stop.
Yep.
Don't ever vote for them people ever again. Run your own people, your own candidates. You know, we have to figure out new ways to take our republic back here.
Yeah.
And you know, it's insanity to continue playing.
I was just thinking that.
It's insanity.
Let's stop the insanity, please. Yeah.
You know, same
we
thing.
Gotta stop the insanity.
Not getting us anywhere, but in a worse situation. So it's time to think outside of the box and do something new.
And speaking of that, the beginning of your mission statement is where I want to pick up my prayer for you.
Okay.
How does that start again?
With God leading the way.
With God leading the way. And so we pray, God, this is how we do it, is we just humbly come before you and talk to you because you're our friend and you're our brother and you give us the power and this is your battle, but we're your hands and feet. I thank you for Brock's hands and feet and mind and everything he's put in this fight and Liberty Cowgirls and everyone in this chat. I lift up my friend Jen, Wisconsin Jen, who's in this alone out there. Jen, you know you're not alone. We love you. We got your back. And look who's on the panel with us. Scotty in the house, girl. God, you provide for all of us. For the one who thinks that no one is seeing them, Lord, I pray they know that you see them, you got them, and you're not going to let them go. And their fight is not going to be in vain because you win. And I pray for all the enemies we're fighting, Lord, that they're such a defeated foe already. God, remind us they are a defeated foe. Help us to be brave. And we pray you take them down. Deliver us from evil, Lord, in Jesus' name. Protect Brock. Protect us all in this fight. Help your angels, if it takes a legion to have this victory soon, God, deliver us now. We believe, Lord, help our unbelief. And help China, Australia, Canada, the Netherlands, the Dutch, Germany. The world is in peril, Lord. Everyone is suffering. God, please pour your love and comfort on your people and help people to receive the gift of faith that do not have it. Lord, pour it out. Pour out your spirit of courage, love, and comfort in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
We love you, brother. We love you so much.
Amen.
Got you.
We're here to support you, Brock. We're here to support everybody who wants to get on the peace and unity train and get the word out there and educate people. So we're really looking forward. We'll get on the backside, get you scheduled, and try to come on this weekend for as long as you want to be on the air. We'll stay on the air to get your message out.
I appreciate it. God bless you guys. We're going to support you guys all the way out there in California. And just remember, keep the fight for freedom alive.
Yes.
Amen.
Thanks, Brock. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us. We look forward to seeing you again.
Amen.
He's a sir. He's young enough to be your son, but he's a sir. He is, right? Thank you for having him. I know that was a little derailment, but I know it was invigorating and very exciting.
I love having him, and I'm looking forward, and I'm glad the people got a chance to see him, get introduced to him, because that's real exciting stuff that's taking place over there.
Thank you for sharing his story. Thank you. That's fantastic.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Now, have we got a show for you?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm dealing with the technical.
That's okay. I'll just
there we go. We're back on. I want to welcome everybody to the show. Jerry Lee, NC Deb, Georgia Papas, Cindy. Saw you, Cindy. And anybody else I'm missing? Eric and Yara, thank you for coming, everybody.
Kingdom. Yep, everybody.
Kingdom. Power Girl. Did you drop Power Girl the link if she wants to get up on panel?
No, I sent it in an email, but I can drop the link. I can.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Power Girl Productions, we're going to drop you the link so you can get backstage.
Anybody
Yes.
wants to come on with us? Cowgirls with a podcast show right now. That's what we're doing. And then Liberty's got some headlines for us, don't you? I know you're dying to share this story, and I'm dying for you to share
Yes,
it too.
well, there's so much going on now,
Yeah.
and we're talking backstage and so forth. And we said we're going to just get some of this stuff out there because, things are happening at a rapid pace right now, and I know it's tough for everyone, particularly people who are just coming around to what's happening to understand it. So listen, the first thing I want to make note of, since we're just covering miscellaneous stuff right now, is I just saw a blurb to come across my screen here that Mr. Schumer has been reelected.
Oh, come on.
I
Don't
mean,
make me sick.
yeah. So, the fact that they're putting that out on the mainstream media this afternoon tells us one thing, okay?
Right.
That things aren't what they seem, because that man shouldn't even be walking around the halls of Congress, much less be elected to them. Hold on one moment. Let me bring in Power Girl Productions to the show.
Oh, snap. Look out. NC Debs is frowning at us. I don't know
Power
if
Girl in the house. Power Girl in the house.
I've only been on the phone for 4 hours. Do you have
my gosh,
left?
with two fantastic guys. I finally got Jake Jackson and Brock Maddox together.
Yeah. I'm showing off his website tomorrow or later today or something.
Wait till you see him, ladies.
I can't even bring him up yet on Power Liberty. We can't do that to her. It's too much of another.
Way too much testosterone in one podcast.
Just too much great info that she's got a whole show going. We're half hour in, but that was fantastic with Brock. I love that brother so much.
He is.
Listen, I don't mind taking time out for that.
No, I know you wouldn't. I know you would.
I appreciate it.
It's all about getting people excited to get up, to get out there, and to fight for this country. And this is a gentleman who's been doing this for 2 years now, as have a lot of other people. But we're just getting to these people's stories so we can start highlighting them, so people can start learning from them. So I really thank you, ladies, for bringing him to the forefront.
Yep, no problem.
Of not only my channel, but other channels.
She found him all the way in Wisconsin.
Yeah, awesome.
I'm telling you, that's the power of Facebook. It's another example of the enemy's tools, God using them for our good. Because I met both Jake and Brock on Facebook. That's all.
Yeah. Yep.
Right.
Well, we sent out a call for Tin, Jen, All for His Kingdom. You all got an email with a link, all you cowgirls. MC Debs, I don't know. She wanted to come on, and we're going to let her on sometime, but maybe at the end of her show right now. I don't know what I asked her, why are you grumpy face at me? Because I know she wanted to get on before, but we're doing the Lady Podcasters show right now. Liberty Lounge will have other guests on. So if we have time, we'll drop the link for others. But right now, we're just having the Lady Podcasters on and the Cowgirls that are fighting the city council. Mama T got a link, Jen. But yeah, I want to have NC Debs in sometime. So
absolutely, I want her to come on.
We love you, NC Debs.
So Power Girl, after watching everything for the week, one thing that I wanted to ask the ladies today is just to kind of get your take on where you're at on a whole. Do you see things going in a positive direction? Are there things you're concerned about? What are the people who view your show, what kind of response and concerns are they bringing forth?
For me, Liberty, actually, the timing for that question is incredible because I'm always been the bull by the horns kind of person, and so I think we get the solutions we seek, right? And to me, the fact that it really feels like, like Dee said in the beginning, she was trying to figure out what we were doing in Wisconsin, and to me it was just trying to find something that inspired people. I never expected, for it to end up where it's at now. So I mean, to me, the solutions are all about just getting up and doing whatever you can do right now, just like you guys were just saying, if it's just sharing a link, if it's showing up to a podcast.
Right.
Speaking of showing up to a podcast,
in the house. Thank you, Tim, for being another special guest.
Did you not know I emailed you, and did you hear me calling you out?
Yes, I actually.
Thanks for coming.
Well, hello.
I'm really glad to be here.
Yep, you got an email. I should have said that in my promo. Oh, and by the way, Cowgirls, you all got an email. What a dork I am. I am sorry, you guys. So sorry. How are you, Tim?
I'm sorry, Power Girl. Go ahead, continue.
Oh, I'm sorry, Power Girl. I'm so rude.
That's okay. I just want to say real quick, Gary's a big fan of the Tin TV talk show already. except we watch it in the morning because we're such a bunch of old fogies here. But we were watching it with our coffee this morning. It was so much fun.
Oh.
I think he's intrigued by Agent J. I think he really likes Agent J. So
we all love Agent J.
Yeah, that was so much fun.
I love Agent J.
I tried to stay up last night, but petered out again, Tin. I'm just an old lady.
It's okay. I understand.
Last night I was tuned in. I thought that was a fantastic show. Very entertaining. So, Tin, the question of the hour was, we're kind of just checking in with the other podcast ladies to, kind of take the temperature of our viewers and, how they're feeling and, what kind of the most important issue on their mind. What are you finding over on your channel?
Yeah, how's Tin's temperature today?
Depends on if people are poking the bear on me. So,
oh boy,
I think people are they're done with all of this. We're just so we want the other shoe to drop, and it's not dropping, and every day, in the news it's getting worse. And today we swapped Brittany Griner for this really bad man. I guess he's been known to take out a few people to lunch, and they don't come home, But I don't understand. Like, everything's happening right in front of our faces, just like in everything else. Seems like even on YouTube,
yeah,
there's a lot of stuff that people just don't care anymore. They're just gonna admit, I'm a dirtbag. I want your money.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just like everybody else is just doing it. Might as well be like everybody else. And I don't know. It's weird. People they're not happy, and I'm not happy this Christmas. And
why?
Well,
why
because
not?
it doesn't feel good this Christmas. It
doesn't. A lot of people are suffering, right?
Yeah, and next Christmas is going to be even worse.
Right.
So,
I know. Did you hear Rod Stewart's son went to the hospital, 11 years old, from a heart attack? First thing this morning. It was the first thing I seen. I'm like, wow.
And people aren't waking up. They're still like, oh, let me get in line. Let me get in line.
Yeah, and some sportscaster did a whole, fell out on live TV this week too. It's like, how much more do y'all need to see before you go, something isn't right here? Your government is pushing satanic stuff. You got all age drag shows in your school, all kinds of rooming gay stuff going on, pig Latin. And so none of us feel really great right now, but I think they say the darkest hours right before the dawn, right? That's a Bob Dylan line. I mean, that's a threshold, right before the threshold. I feel like in my life, that's when there's always been the breakthrough, right? It's like, we're just I can't take no more. I'm going to break. And then there's a breakthrough. That's why I'm praying and going before God more and more and just praying and worshiping, because I don't see how we're going to get out of this. I just don't.
And people aren't getting along with each other, even like-minded people. And that's what I don't understand.
That's heartbreaking.
there's so few of us that are aware of what's going on, and yet there's a division, just constantly, and it's just, I don't know, I'm just sick of it. But
you know what, Tin, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Just to kind of expand on that a little, there's, it's so disappointing when you see especially division, because we already know there's paid opposition to come in and infiltrate the American people in the patriot movement. But then to have people who you consider your own in the patriot movement, tearing you down, that's even worse. So if since this is a peace and unity night, if I were to call out for from a podcaster standpoint, it's that other podcasters, and especially, and again, I've seen women do it to men and men do it to women. I think because I am a woman, it bothers me more when I see men pulling down other women podcasters to create division. I just don't think that that's appropriate. I don't think there's room for that. And I think it's feeding into the infiltrators and exactly what they want to see. They're trying to prevent the coming together of the American people. And we just can't allow that to happen. So,
and then when you look up your net worth and they're making a couple grand a month just trashing people in the community, you know who you are out there, because I'm going to be showing that receipt later on tonight, because these types of things really bother me. And if you really want to get out there and proclaim that you're a scumbag, well, more power to you. But the people that don't need to be entrapped in your crap, we're going to let people know who you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm with you. Call them out. I'm with you. Call them out,
Safety. It's safety for people that get sucked into things. There's so many people that are in need of somebody to listen, or they want to listen to. Anyhow, I'm going to digress before
and I'm going to just fill in a little blanks for people that are going, what in the heck are they talking about? In a generalization, there are people in YouTube. This is a very big breeding ground for con artists, bullies, and abusers to prey on people that are really, really vulnerable. And we've all seen it happen again and again and again. And Tin was looking out for me because she knows I don't want to be hanging out with anybody who is attacking and tearing down anybody else. And that is why I've had people look out for me again and again and say, hey, D, you know what? You don't want to be over there. And I'm like, really? But they say this and they do that, and it looks really good on the outside. No, because I've been through some stuff with them, and they're backstabbers, and they tear people down. Oh, okay. Thanks for letting me know. We're going to be those people that keep calling out you kind of people, because you hurt people and you stop the movement and the flow of unity and love. And that's what we're trying to do. So we can't let that stuff just linger and fester revealed. It has to be revealed in a loving, classy, funny way, which Tim, you're very good at, I must say.
Yes, I enjoy it.
I just don't understand.
Our girls got some moves too that I've really come to appreciate. When the ladies are quiet, when the ladies are kicking back and observing, especially those of us ladies in our early 50s, late 40s, whatever, we're a little older, we're a little bit got more maturity on our side. And that's what terrifies the younger ones, because they're like, I don't get those ladies. I don't get how they're not reacting right now. We're not reacting because we know we can't fix everything right away. True wisdom knows that things take time. There's a sweet revenge that takes time, and we don't really want revenge. I said it today. Don't be rejoicing when calamity falls on your enemy, lest the Lord take it off of them and put it back on you. We're not about that. But karma it sucks. You reap what you sow. That's a biblical principle. So you can repent, like someone said, All First Kingdom said, prayer and a repentant heart goes a long way. Amen. Thank you for your grace, Lord. You all been doing the wrong thing in YouTube. You can always turn and start being a force for good. You don't have to be a divider. You don't. You could join us. We love peace and unity.
Get
Hey.
on the Liberty Cowgirl train for peace and unity. Hug your friends for peace and unity, and just get with the program to help save this country, along with all the millions of other of American people that are awake at this juncture. So yeah, interesting. I just wanted to check in with everybody to see, how what their viewers were saying, because let's face it, we all see a lot on the daily.
Sure
And,
Liberty. Can I show you something that's happening right now as we speak? As our hearts were pouring out about our discouragement and all of our things. Can I show my screen really quick and show you?
No, she doesn't share screen well right now.
Oh man, there's a rainbow.
Picture.
There is a rainbow in
Share
my
your
backyard.
screen. Share your camera and just show
that. Okay.
Share
I
your
don't
camera.
have. It's okay. It doesn't work. It won't. I don't think it'll work like that.
Okay, and then she can put you
I
on
have to go.
screen.
I could do well. Hold on. Yeah. Hold on a second, ladies. I'm gonna go on my mobile and see if I can do it that way. Hold on.
There you go. Yeah,
Okay.
because screen share isn't what she's not doing that today much. Screen share yet.
Great, and while she's doing that, Dee, if you can hold the floor for 1 minute. I see Cindy, and I want to give her the wrench and ER real quick.
Scared me.
If you could hold the floor for 1 second, let me accomplish
Got
that
it.
real quick.
I'll read some comments. Eric says, "Release the Kraken." Yes. And Brock checked in and said, "Thank you for allowing us to be part of the show." Of course. Cindy said, "I wish someone would give me the list, but I think I'm figuring out myself one lump at a time." Eric, God bless America. Long live the Republic. Freedom forever. Amen. Tin, what else you got? You're going to do a show tonight? What are you going to do a show on, Tin? Oh, she stepped away for a second, huh? Maybe she doesn't know. When are you going on again? Oh, tomorrow's Friday. You're going on tomorrow.
Can you tell me how to get to your website?
Whose website?
Your website.
My website? Standuphumble.com.
Yes.
That one?
Yeah.
Standuphumble.com.
Okay, hold on 1 moment. I'm having technical difficulties back here.
Yeah, we don't like to call channels out by name or people by name because that's something I learned the hard way. When you do that in the YouTube world, you're either asking for trouble or you're asking for drama clicks. And that's something that happens a lot. People like to stir it up with people. If they only knew, some of that stuff is such a waste of time. If they only knew, imagine if people knew, the people that died today, if they knew yesterday was going to be their last day on earth, you're going to spend your time wasting it going. Do you know how much time is uploaded on YouTube every day? I learned this in church. 80 years of footage is uploaded on YouTube every day. That means that if you were to sit there and try to watch everything that got uploaded on YouTube, that's from the minute you start, you couldn't do it all. It'd be 80 years of your life that have gone by. Save the drama for your mama. If you have an issue, Rocksteady's got it. Go get a tissue. Tin, are you back? I missed you.
Sorry, Jim just.
That's okay.
Okay, I'm back.
Are you doing a show tonight?
I don't know because on Thursdays is Agent 88's first day off up for the weekend because she works nights. And so we're gonna play it by ear, but who knows?
Okay.
Well, is anybody ready for a few juicy tidbits that are out
I
in the
am.
public?
Me.
So listen, I want to bring this story, and I was telling Dee about it because I've actually pieced this thing together in the last few days, when people talk about, operations going on covertly in the background and out in the open, and, watching our, we tell everybody to watch their surroundings and so forth. Let me just give you an example of what happened here. Over the weekend, we had terrible weather here. They were predicting 90 mile an hour, up to 90 mile an hour winds. And at that time, they had come on to the local news and had said, there's a possibility that we're going to have to ask all the 18-wheeler semi-trucks coming to town, you're going to have to stop and get off of the road, because the last time we had winds, there were about 20 semis that overturned on I-25 here in Colorado.
That's so
So they didn't want to see that happen. And of course, I'm giving the story as it was presented to the public here for that reason.
Okay.
Didn't think anything about it, and just went on about my business until we now have reports coming out on the back channel. And I saw the first report and I thought, well, I never really overreact over one report. I have to see it embedded in about 2 or 3 different places. After it's in about 2 or 3 different places, then I feel, it's pretty credible. I've vetted it myself. I've researched it myself, and I'm going to put it out there.
Camo Carl thing too, isn't it, Camo Carl? I remember he said that too. When he hears something in 3 places, then he thinks it's, and that's a good journalist approach. That's right. That's right.
Well, we have to. But let me just read an article that came out, and it almost goes hand in hand. I'll add some to it. But let me just read what's out in the mainstream.
I'm going to get some water while you read. I'll be right back. I'm right here.
Absolutely. A clash between the White Hats and the armed force members loyal to the criminal potato regime took place late Monday night south of Colorado Springs along Interstate 25, where United States Marines under General David H. Berger's command planned to ensnare an 18-wheeler suspected of holding yet another shipment of firearms destined for the IRS. Now, if we rewind, we talked about another shipment of firearms that were seized by the Delta Force a couple of months back. We reported on it when the news was first breaking about the hiring of the 80,000 additional IRS agents and the fact that they were going to arm them. And we reported on that story and how these arms were being held in a warehouse, could not stay there, needed to be moved. And subsequently, when they were moved from the warehouse, they were in fact seized by the Delta Force in a sting covert operation. Here we have something of similar. And again, this is in the mainstream, okay? Media. So let me continue with the current story, keeping that in mind about what was supposed to be on this 18-wheeler semi-truck, arms going to the IRS. So General Berger activated a Marine recon platoon, about 25 men, to intercept the truck and seize the products from that were supposed to be being shipped. The Marines reportedly had the make and model of the semi and the plate numbers and the projected routes. General Berger scrutinized the expected route of the transit and decided that the Marines driving civilian SUVs, and I understand they were black SUVs, were going to approach it from in front and behind in, I guess you could call, quote unquote, an ambush style of approach. So that's exactly what happened about 1 a.m. in the morning. And this was, I think, Sunday or Monday. And this coincides with what was going on with the warning with the semi trucks here on I-25. Um, so they went to seize the vehicle. I've got two different stories going here. I'm sorry. They went to seize the vehicle. They approached the vehicle. They got it. There was two people inside of it. This was about 1 a.m. They took them into custody. They asked them what they were hauling. They said they had a load of N95 masks that they were transporting. And of course, like all trucks do, they had a padlock on the back. Evidently, they said they did not have the key. The only person who had the key was the person who was going to be receiving the shipment. With that having been said, I guess the Marines then, of course, cut off the lock from the back door. And as they approached, and this is where it gets very serious, okay? And what I want to remind people is how it's so easy for everybody to sit up here every day and talk about different things, but we have to remember people are fighting this war on a daily basis. We are losing lives. Military people are losing their lives. And this is one of their cases because when the doors of that semi opened up, gunfire started erupting. It was a setup. It was an ambush on an ambush. And a total of 6 Marines, 2 on one side, 3 on another, were shot and died as part of this mission. And so what we know from this is that there's still a leak in the military. So I know, there are those big influencers that are out there saying this is not military on military fight. I'm going to disagree with that on my own opinion. I think we have proof, we've seen otherwise, that this is actually going on in the background. So I don't concur with that. And I'm going to back that up with the next story that kind of coincides with the same thing. So that was an ambush. And there were no, by the way, to end that story, there was no firearms in the back of that truck. There was nothing other than armed militia. And by the way, they were wearing insignia on their uniforms from a division out here at Fort Carson. Okay. So
Wait,
that could just,
what?
we don't
What'd
know
you
if
say?
they were wearing insignia on their uniforms that showed that they were from the 4th Infantry Division right here at
Who's
Fort
they?
Carson.
The ones in the car?
The ones in the car. So we
Uh-huh.
don't know that they were actually, okay, our military men. They might have been wearing a uniform that had a patch on there that said that, but they could very well be imposters.
Playing
Okay.
dress up?
And
Like it's that
playing
hard to
dress
do?
up. Yes.
Don't,
So
you know.
that investigation is still
Yeah.
ongoing to
Okay.
determine that fact of that case. So we'll keep up on that one. But I just thought that was a real interesting situation that went down here because here again we're dealing with arms supposedly and allegedly trying to reach these the IRS and all these agents that have supposedly been hired. That's crazy. Never have we had to have the IRS armed to that degree. So we know that that's a front too. Now,
Right.
Again, crazy stuff that's happening. Do you hear any of this on the mainstream media? No. What we heard of was a semi wrecked because of the wind here locally on I-25. They'll have the lanes open when they can get to it and when it's all cleaned up. None of the other stuff. So this is why you really have to have your ear to the ground on some of these things.
Let
Now,
me read something from Cindy for you on that note. She said her local Seattle News was reporting the truckers are gridlocked on I-90 due to a 38-car truck pileup due to snow and heavy winds. They further stated this will cause supply chain issues. And she mentioned she did read about the incident that you reported about the Marines. And I know you told me that story yesterday, but I don't remember the part about that it wasn't even full of reported pews. So it was a setup, and we lost some Marines, and their families must be needing prayers today because they all got some real bad news. And that is a real legit thing. And what's going on with that? Why is that was General Berger's involved in that. He's the one active general that you report on all the time.
We're following everything General Berger, and we'll get to the press releases coming out from our Secretary of Defense, because this is where rubber's coming to meet the road here.
Hired Merce.
We know that our U.S. Secretary of Defense is no good. We know the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff is compromised. We know that the military, I hate to refer to it as our military fighting our military, because our military is really operating on behalf of the people, but who they're fighting are traitors of this country, and not just our military. These are deep state operators.
Infiltrators. They're infiltrators.
Operators.
Yeah.
Compromised individuals at the highest
level. They are crisis actors. Is my favorite term. They're crisis actors, you guys.
Right.
They really
are. So I find all of that, real interesting how that is going on now.
And sad.
And
Three Marines died. That's how many? 3?
Right. No, more than that. There were 4 that passed and 2 wounded out of that whole incident. Now, let's just you're right. We are hired mercenaries.
And he said General Milley should be arrested immediately, court-martialed, and sent to the spa. No doubt.
Exactly.
No doubt.
Now, let's get to a new report.
POS.
That's coming out. We had, and let me get back to the past. We had reported, I think, probably 4 shows ago, 3 or 4 shows. And let me just remind everybody, we talked about, this was right after the election and at the point where everybody was in shock, dismayed, and so forth at the recent one that just happened, the mid-level, I don't want to say the word because we'll get striked. So I want to be very careful with my words here. So kind of try to read between the lines. But we had reported on, after that was over, how 3 of the top military people all of a sudden got concerned that they were going to be fried toast, saw this as a defeat. We reported how they sent letters to Secretary of Defense Austin apologizing for their behavior. And let me be specific about who these 3 people are. We had the U.S. Air Force Lieutenant General Lori Robinson. We had General David D. Thompson, who was the Vice Chief of Space Operations. And we had the U.S. Navy Admiral Joey B. Dodgen, who's a commander of the Navy Reserve. So they were trying to save themselves. Wrote these letters because they thought they had cooked gooses, giving up immediately, of course. And now we understand neither of any of those 3 individuals have been seen or heard of since.
They're just MIA?
They're just MIA, and these are top-level people.
How long have they been missing? A couple weeks?
Who knows? They sent the letter.
Who knows?
They were the first to come out after the midterms when they're trying to denounce the real President T. Okay. Right. And, they were scared about the doom and gloom that was forthcoming. Well, nobody's heard from them since. Now, let me piggyback that with a current report that's coming out of Michael Baxter right now. And let me be specific when I give this report. Approximately 65 officers across all branches of the armed forces have received letters from Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin, accusing them of treason and demanding they voluntarily terminate command and surrender to the proper authority. Okay.
Okay.
Then U.S. Secretary of Defense Austin sent General Berger a personalized note with instructions to publicly condemn DJT, 41020, however you want to, Mr. T, however you want to call him, to go out and General Berger now, he wants General Berger, and he's commanding him to go out there and formally, okay, publicly condemn him and overtly recognize of the United States. In addition to that, he wants him to order his forces to at once cease and desist all unconstitutional paramilitary action against elected and appointed officials and to surrender by December 22nd of this year, of course, in a couple of weeks. So let's put this into context.
Austin wants Berger too. Mm-hmm.
Right. They should be asking this. General Berger should be asking this of Austin and Milley and all the other schmucks,
right,
treasonous
exactly.
schmucks that are at the top that we don't know who they are. Instead, we have it happening in the reverse. Okay.
Yep.
So let me just finish this side of the report before I get to the next side.
Okay.
Member of General Berger's council, including Major General Richard Engel and Colonel J.D. Kearsey, received the same letters. But when they received their letters, now these are people right under General Berger, they were told in their letters that if they did this and, denounced T, overtly recognized Potato Head, and they did this publicly, that because they had been involved up to this point, they would maybe get some type of, these are my words, some type of plea deal, whatever they do in the military. I don't know if it's called plea deal or what. They would go by military law. So what he wanted them to do was to go out and publicly say they were coerced and tricked by General Berger to believe in this. Forget about our Constitution, the fact that they've committed treason against the American public, but they want the good generals to come out and say that they're wrong. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Right.
This is what's happening on the backside, and that they're the ones that are responsible for the lawlessness and unconstitutional malfeasance that's taking place in our country. Okay.
Well,
so, in the public eye, okay, let's go with mainstream media. You got Milley out there acting like he's a good guy. You got the Secretary of Defense out there acting like he's a good guy. The guy's traveling. There's press releases everywhere. He's traveled and met with all world leaders, and it's not for the American people. I'll tell you that much. We all know that. We all know what side these people are playing on now. We've been covering this for months. We said that the military would start to shake themselves out. We told people, don't be shocked that we have some bad military men at the top that are compromising all these other people. And in fact, that is exactly
we all saw Milley. We all saw General Milley for who he was in the very beginning, and a couple arrests. We voted on that lady was arrested who was a general. There have been several that have been getting shaken out. It is happening.
Right.
It is happening.
Let me just give you the icing on the cake, and then we'll all pick this apart.
I love
this
the icing.
Unbelievable. Okay, this is unbelievable. So now we have an update.
And yes, you're right.
Austin didn't stop there with his letters. He then sent another letter. Okay. Now, keep in mind, General Berger's in charge of this operation, but Vice Admiral Darce Crandall, we've talked about him because he's the one that's overseeing all these tribunals down at Gitmo. Okay. So he's a very key guy. We've talked about him on several occasions. He also received a letter, excuse me, from U.S. Secretary of Defense Austin. And here's what he was asked to do. Now, he's the one who's handling all the military tribunals down there. General Austin is ordering Crandall to immediately free Gitmo detainees. Okay.
That would
Cease
imply
all
that
unlawful prosecution down there. Okay. And turn
Okay.
himself in. Now hold on for a moment.
Oh,
Hold that thought, because we got Wellness Patriot, Miss Elaine. I want to bring her in. Let her join the crew.
hey, yo. Good to see your pretty
Hey,
face. How are ya?
I'm good. How are you ladies doing?
We're good. She's right in the middle of her
Show,
report.
Wellness Patriot. We're dropping bombs right now.
Yeah,
She's dropping truth bombs.
awesome.
So they're all being told, okay, stop the trials for treason. To me, that's an admission that they're actually even going on. Okay, so stop the trials. Get the keys, unlock all the doors, let all the Holly weirdos and all the politicians
Right.
and all the CEOs that have been arrested that are locked up down there, set them all free. They shouldn't be jailed down there, and stop what you're doing. And you have till December
Not
22nd to
good.
do this. So there
Yeah.
you have it.
I hope they say no. I hope they say no. Austin sounds like a dipshit. Sorry to say. I can't think of a better word, but he doesn't sound like a good general to me. Sounds like he's asking too much,
Well,
if you ask me. That's
he's our
what I.
Secretary of Defense.
Yeah, well, he's no good. He's no good.
Right. He's not. He's and so let me end it with this. So
Okay.
Darce Crandall, Vice Admiral Crandall, responded to him. They want a response for all of these ridiculous requests that were made. You know what they told him?
What?
No. And actually, you're the one that we want, and we've got a seat for you anytime you want to come on down. We've got a place for you here in Gitmo. So we'll see what happens come December 22nd, but that sounds like an ultimatum to me. That sounds like a date
Oh,
certain that something's going to take place
Yeah.
from a military standpoint. So, these are quite interesting events that are taking place on the backstage that nobody's being told about.
nope, but you just did, so yay! Sounds like some good news to me.
I didn't even know about this
So,
story. Good one.
Make of all of that what you will, but while nothing was going on over the weekend and there was no news coming out, a lot of things are taking place, and we're going to continue
Very
to follow them
exciting.
here.
Well, Elaine, have you
Yes.
been listening? Did you know we had a theme? We went around the horn and asked, what was your question for the podcasters? I forgot. What did you ask us?
Right. Well,
How
we were
did you?
taking everybody's temperatures on,
Yeah.
how they feel things are going, and, more importantly, what's been the reaction, in your opinion, of viewers watching the show, and, where are their heads at and how are they feeling?
Mm-hmm.
How things are going in general?
Yes.
Or... Okay, yeah, I just tuned into the show, so I was like kind of lost, but I was just listening to what you were talking about.
Right, we were given a military report. Now we switched gears. We're back to humble.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, to humble. Okay. There's been some good things, and like yesterday I just really had to tune out because it was getting a little stressful. Like the whole LGBTQ thing, it's like coming at us from all directions. It's like
Yeah.
it's like how did we get to this point all of a sudden where it's just coming at us constantly?
Yep.
So I tuned out a bit and was just focusing more on like wellness stuff, learning about that yesterday.
Good.
But there has been some interesting things in Humboldt County in terms of that. But you know, our leaders here support these inappropriate things for children. So,
right.
You
So
know,
our
it's very
temperature is still
unfortunate,
hot.
but
Our temperature is still hot, I think is what she's trying to say, even though I didn't let her say it herself. But she's annoyed. We're annoyed. But I know that Christina did some really good videos with our friend Lark that you'll probably appreciate. So did Donnie.
oh
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
yeah, the good things are the media is ramped up here. We're not the only ones having to report everything or feel like we have to do everything. We have our founding guys. Love you guys, Harry, and all of you there. It wasn't just about really humble, just how your temperature is with everything, how you're
Oh,
doing the holidays, and how are you do. I mean, whatever, just the whole. So it's good you're doing wellness and taking a step back. I had to do that too. I couldn't
yeah, I
even.
have to just think, you know, solution oriented sometimes
Yeah,
because it gets very overwhelming. And you know, I guess in the end it is a spiritual battle, but I'm still all about, you know, I think it's great what you guys are doing, what you all are doing with your channels and
right
speaking
on.
out on these issues. That's super important. I think people underestimate the importance of just using your voice and
Yeah.
creating these outlets that we have. And yeah,
Yes.
um,
Glory to
so
God. Glory to
yeah,
God,
just
girl.
like all
Yeah.
of you ladies, I've seen so much great stuff coming out of your channels. I don't even know what
Thank
to
you.
even like focus on, but and you know, so many people are like afraid to speak out and they're like, oh, you have to pick your battles and you know, you don't want to like get fired from a job or this or that. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm picking my battle and I'm gonna fight it. So
I'm with you,
I'm going
girl.
to speak
You
out and
know
I'm
it.
never going to stop.
Amen.
So that's where I've been at
Amen.
lately. And
But you've also been going to my church with me the last few
yes,
months and getting
yeah.
plugged in with some other ladies. I assume I see you talking to other people. You've gone to some Bible. Have you gone to prayer or Bible study or some of the things at the church besides Sunday
Just
morning at
a
all?
couple like events, but
Mm-hmm.
I've been working so much,
Tyrant
you
boss.
know,
You work
because
day
you
and
know
night.
since the whole thing, yeah, I used to work at the school and I wasn't going to comply, and so it made my whole life. I have to like redo my entire life because I wasn't
Yep.
going to wear the diaper and
Yep.
do the things, and I wasn't going to be
Yep.
complicit with the whole thing. And
Yep.
you know, I wish more people would stand up and take these stands. But yeah, I think that's the solution. It's like the whole LGBTQ thing is you know, confusing our children and coming at our children. That is the work of Satan, and wanting to pull apart the family dynamic and
Mm-hmm.
confuse men and women. So what is
Yep.
the solution to that? To me, the solution is Jesus and turning for Jesus. And you see all these, you know, the drag queen story hours and
Amen.
these like after school, they have like these Satanist after school programs in some schools. So it's like us Christians need to step up and like, where are we,
Got
you
that
know,
right.
like,
You
and
sure got that right.
we need to start like a Bible study for youth and you know, just turning, like you're
And I
Mm.
want
saying,
to
just
thank you, ladies,
participating in our church.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
I'm sorry. I have a bit of a delay here, ladies. Excuse me if I talk over you. We've got about a 5-second lag here. I just want to thank you, ladies, for coming on and talking about these issues. And that it's actually really happening. We've got video of it happening. It's
Yeah.
infuriating. And when you tell people about this stuff, they look at you like, oh, don't over exaggerate. Oh, that's not happening. Show me something. And what we have is we have live people witnessing this in real time,
That's
documenting
it.
it on video, then bringing it to the airwaves to show the American public. If you don't get that this is happening after that, then you're really a person with your head in the sand and you don't want to see it, that it's really going
Well,
on,
don't
because
forget that
it's
when
got
people,
every
yeah,
mother in this country and every
and
parent in this
also
country up in arms right now.
Yeah. And also when people like me and Elaine and Christina and we were all three at the drag show, all age drag show, which was basically a stripper event in the school where they had dollar bills given to the children, showed the children how to give dollar bills. Donnie got that footage with Los Coast Populous in Humboldt, and we all got footage. I was assaulted. When that stuff happens, they literally turn it and said, "We assaulted them. We had these signs." I remember when Elaine stood up, she said, "What? No one has any signs?" I go, "No, I didn't want to have any signs. I didn't want to have it be confrontational. But she had her flag. I didn't have anything. I had my hat. I walked around and did footage, but it was just we were on the sidewalk. I got assaulted, and then we get attacked, and they thought they were going to get away with the lie in our community that we attack them, that we hate gay people, that we are this and we're that. And Christina did a powerful video on that Human Rights Commission, and we all three should do a podcast about that too, or anyone that wants to get on that. It's not over because they're going to continue to drown out the truth with their lies and their evil, and they are. And that's why I did the if table today, because it's so much satanic attack that we can't win it ourselves. We can't. We need people. We need our men to step up. I'm tired of getting my ass kicked when I go out and find out the truth. This is what I would like people to know. It's not fun to get assaulted and then to get accused of being confrontational. I'm not the one breaking the law when I go out and get assaulted. Christina didn't break the law. Elaine didn't break the law. They broke the law, and they assaulted all of us ladies. It's ridiculous.
100%. You know what that is? Is their over the top antics, and I have had it with their over the top antics. Do you think that if I'm running a business and a gay person comes in, I'm going to say, "I hate you"? Obviously not. Like, don't be ridiculous. That is ridiculous. We're not just like going around telling people we hate them, and that we're the bigots. So what's the definition of bigotry? Is that you're partial to your own group and that you discriminate against other groups. Well, I'm sorry, then that side is the side that is engaging in bigotry, not ours. So, we are there to protect children. A drag show, and this is, in my opinion, a drag show is not appropriate for children. What I saw was not appropriate for children. No. And those may not have been my children attending, but it affects my community. So people say, "Oh, it's up to the parents to bring," if they want to bring their kids.
Their parents are dumb.
That's adult entertainment.
It's my community. It's my country, and Christian rights are being infringed upon by this community as well. And it's not always up to the parents. They're trying to take parents' rights away. So, people in schools are trying to say, "Oh, you don't have to tell your parents." A student can change their whole identity and their whole gender at a school without informing their parents. So it's not always up to the parents. And this,
that's abuse. That's child abuse.
They got from us for it. We will definitely defend children. That is child abuse to overly sexualize toddlers and having them in a room where there's a guy dressed up as like a furry rubbing somebody's crotch. That's what we saw there. Just at this one, and this one was a mild one.
That's crazy.
So I've had it.
That is crazy. I've seen some of the footage.
Hate people.
Yep.
Right.
I know.
It's crazy.
No, what's crazy is that they want to pay. They want to pay somebody $55,000 a year to do that. They don't just want a drag queen. They want a drag queen laureate who's being paid government funds, a stipend, $55,000.
Whole nother story. That's a whole nother story.
They're considering San Francisco the model for Humboldt County.
Yes. That's a scary thing.
Well, I just commend you ladies for getting out there and physically going out there to stop this nonsense, because a lot of people A lot of people watch this stuff on television and on the
Which one is it?
mainstream media, but they don't actually get up, put on their shoes, and go out and do something about it. And Power Girl, Cowgirl D, and Elaine, you guys, we've been watching you. We've been watching the footage of what's going on down in Humboldt County, and you ladies are just awesome.
Thank you.
Other ladies across this country are watching what you're doing, and it's prompting them to get up in their city and fight this nonsense that's
You're
going
not
on with doing
alone.
these
Yeah, you're not alone.
children. It is
Join us.
absolutely
Join
nuts.
us. You can come on. If you're, we feature Jen from Wisconsin, and Mama T has a great story. We want to get her on the lounge too and talk with you guys, because they don't have podcasts, but they go to their city councils and they're fighting. And Jen feels defeated, but she knows she has us, and we feature her stories and share, so she knows she's not alone. We'll do that for anybody who's in this fight. You're not alone. No one's alone. You're never alone.
Well, we're going to continue to watch that.
Excuse me.
Go ahead.
They want us to think that we are
with somebody
alone,
talking.
that they're majority and they're not. It's just not the way it is.
Yeah,
And
get
we
out
don't
in the
even have to be
community.
the majority, you know, like look at the Revolutionary War. It wasn't the majority of people that started that in the first place. It has
See,
to
I
just
got
be
mine.
a group
No.
that's big enough, strong enough, and willing to
That's
do
right.
enough to make a difference.
Like our little group in Humble, I've got my community of warriors. If internet goes down tomorrow, you know, if this is your last day on earth, whatever, you don't know. This is serious times, you guys. If internet goes down tomorrow, if supply chains have issues, you need food, water. You need to be able to be connected with your community. And thank God, Elaine and Christina, we have each other, because, I love connecting with Tin and Liberty, but one's in Colorado and one's in Seattle, and y'all need to get together with your communities. That's also the focus. I love talking about the nationwide issues too, but at the end of the day, the point is get connected with your
Right,
people.
you also have to be in a community that you can get involved with from a safety standpoint. There are just some places where they are taking, and it is not safe to get involved in and do with, a lot of what's being done out there. And so, I really tell people to really vet the people around you first to know whether they're going to be approachable or not. And you can do that in many ways. If they're elected officials or if they're sheriffs, go onto their website and see what people are saying about them. Go to court cases, see what side they were on. But you have to really vet these people, because it is very dangerous in a lot of cities. That's why a lot of people don't want to step forward and are afraid to stand up right now for their beliefs. Because if you think about it logically, we are I'm going to look for the one good thing that I could see in it taking so long for people to stand up, because I believe people are standing up now. But I think it's taken so long because we were brought up in a generation where our parents taught us not to fight. If you have a problem, you don't confront somebody. You talk things out in a civil fashion. You don't go fighting around. You talk things out in a civil manner. And what this demonstrated to me was that it's proof that most of America are civil people. Because they want to work this out the just way, the honorable way, the legal way, according to the book and according to the process. But we're at a point now where we've people had to be distracted away from the television. Until you're able to wrap your head around the fact that a television set and the frequencies that are emitting from that television set is actually altering your behavior and the way you think and what you do, you'll never turn it off. You have to start by turning that box off. Because then you'll see how clearly that you are able to see things that you weren't before. So
it's real easy.
Just turn
it off.
More important, I'm interested in a lot going on. Maybe Tin bring us up to speed here, Tin. Um, what is going on with all these animals walking in a circle and with these uh, supposed solar flares and all these earth changes that are going on? Can you kind of fill us in a little on any of those details?
Well, we're going into solar cycle 25, and we'll be there in a couple years here. And in the interim, the uptick of the solar activities it's just part of the cycle. But in the interim, we're going to be getting a lot more CMEs, M flares, all types of energy flying into our atmosphere. And I think a lot of that radiation actually affects probably the animals more so than us, just because of their homing mechanisms. And that's what I feel like the radiation's messing with, like their natural GPS to be able to migrate. And they're confused. Something's off with their GPS. That's what I feel like. And I think it's a lot of this radiation coming in. And radiation, there's a lot of symptoms that people get from slow radiation poisoning: headaches, fatigue, vomiting, nausea, things similar to the, cucaracha. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and get ready, everyone, because they're starting with trying to sell the round two of this stuff. They're starting to show on the mainstream television people masked up again. They're all going along with it. Let's start to get them familiar with the late night. Let's put all the audience in face diapers. Let's put out the commercial. Let's start selling these booster inoculations to the youngest of the youngest and tell the parents, go out and get them. The commercials are all over the TV. And I'm thinking, this can't be allowed to happen twice. We cannot comply. We cannot allow this shutdown to happen again for this fake vac. I don't even want to use the word. I started to say it. Stab in the arm that they're trying to give everybody. People, please get online and do your research. And now I've heard late yesterday evening of a report that just came out that the I think SCOTUS, the Supreme Court, actually ruled on it. Now you have all the people that say, show me the proof, show me the proof. They don't want to go find the proof. The proof is out there now. All of these things have been proven to be experimental, have proven to be toxic, and have proven to be dangerous. Okay, so again, we're back to arrest. That's why we cover so much what the military does and what the military is up to, and what General Berger in particular is up to in that movement, because all of what everyone is doing is fantastic and all good and well. It has to be done in order to take this through the avenues that it needs to be brought through with the legal system. It's important that it's done, even though you're not getting the results that you want right now. But more importantly, we're watching the backstory of what's actually going on militarily and what actually might take place that could throw everything else off. So we're going to continue to monitor those stories. We're going
Liberty, I want to stop you for a sec. We got another lady podcaster in the house, Stephanie Kerr in the house. Tim said, did you invite her? And I said, no, but I will. So I texted her and I sent her the StreamYard link. And if she was going to be able to hop on, yep, we're wrapping it up. But if you want to come on and say hi and check in with us, Liberty was just doing a lounge.
Somebody drop her a link real quick.
She's got it. I sent it to her, and that was the first pic she got. And she's like, "Who is this? What is this?"
Welcome Stephanie in, sidekick to Tin TV.
Yes,
we got TV in the house tonight.
Elaine, to have all you check your settings on audio. I was going to ask Elaine to check your settings, or I don't know if you can drop it. Okay, I'll drop it. I'll drop it for your echo cancellation, Elaine, because I'm hearing an echo. So I think maybe
really?
Yeah, if you're able to check your audio, see if there's an echo cancellation.
Is that better? Are you still hearing an echo?
Perfect. Yeah.
No, that's way better. Yeah, it was really bad for a minute. but I didn't want
Oh
to make you feel bad
no,
about it. No, it's
not
okay. We
again.
love you. We want you here with us. I think it's still there, but that's okay.
Oh, is it? Well, I have
Yeah.
to run soon anyway.
Oh, honey, it was good to have you. I like having you on with us. It was really fun. I dropped
Well,
it,
Yeah.
Stephanie.
Elaine, thank you for joining us. We're following you. We're watching you. We want
Thank
you up
Let
here
me
you.
on the
drop her
panel in the
channel. I'll go
Liberty
get
Lounge.
Elaine's channel.
It was nice to
I'm
meet
glad I
you.
caught
And
you. Yeah, you too.
I'm going to drop your channel, Elaine. Wellness Patriot.
Yeah, yeah. Just
Wellness
real quick
Patriot.
before I go. Hopefully
Everyone
the
go to
echo's not too
subscribe.
bad. But yeah, they want to wear us down. Like you said, we need to be in a mindset of we might be having to gear back up to fight again and stand up
Yeah.
against these mandates again. You know, the diaper and the
Yeah,
product.
probably.
And it never really ended. You have to wear a diaper to go to the dentist, to go to the doctor. You know, certain things that should be, we should have access to anyway. They shouldn't be discriminating. And we kind of just, we're all tired. But we really need to stay strong and gear up and just be mentally prepared that they might, bring certain things back. I hope not, but
Yeah, me too.
stay strong and know we're not alone. And,
Yeah.
even if you think you feel like you're the only one, it's so important. It's so important right now. So, if we go down, I'm going to go down fighting at least.
I know you are, girl, and I'll be right there with you. I love you so much.
We'll all be riding the peace and unity train. When they take
Yep.
us down, we'll be on that peace and unity train.
God bless you all.
God bless you,
Yes.
sweetie. Be safe out there.
God bless you, Elaine. Thanks for coming.
Got your
Appreciate you
taser?
joining us tonight.
Thanks.
Bye, honey. I don't know if Stephanie's coming on. I just gave her last minute, invite. I'm like, sorry for the last minute, girl, but that's just how it goes sometimes. I'd rather get a last minute invite than no invite. Right, Power Girl? It's funny when I called her today. She's like, hold on. She puts me in this three-way call that's like there's four people on now, and it's super intense. And I'm just like, whew, it was like I just got on a wild ride with her. Stephanie in the house.
Hey,
Girl.
kids.
Hi.
Hi. I'm on my cell phone. I just ran through the door, but I just got your text. Great
I know
show.
Thank you. We're so glad you're here.
Show.
Right on.
Yeah.
Hey, did you see those? Did you see Mr. James Kaufman today? And did you want to report on any of those burps he talked about? Because I saw him and we didn't get to talk about any of those. And we all know that's something you love to talk about. You didn't see him, did you?
What do you say about that?
No,
remain a lady.
I tried to manipulate your question. Liberty has a question for you, but that wasn't it. What's your question, Liberty? How did you ask every one of us today?
I just was taking everyone's temperature and where they felt the public was, at this juncture, and what the temperature was with the chat rooms on your channels and how people were feeling about the current situation right now. Because we had went through that week where I think every single one of us, the day after the midterms, when we saw what happened, where it was a little deflating, but I think everybody got back on the saddle, realized what was going on. We expected it, and it was march on Christian soldier from there. So
here's how I see it. Just to interject really quick. We got back on the saddle. Now we need to ride that horse.
Ride it out.
You know what I mean? We need to put those horses out of the barn, and we need to put them on the streets.
I want to whip their butts and make them go real fast.
Ride them hard and put them away wet and get the job done, people.
Exactly.
We're not going to be able to do anything until we get on our horse and then ride it,
You're darn right, honey. Yeah, you're down in Steph is California girl with me. She's down in San Jose area, Silicon Valley, right in the heart of a lot of stuff. Yes, and I love listening when you're on. Yeah, you have a channel too. You haven't started streaming yet, but you got some subs. Are you going to do streams?
I'm working on my intro right now. As a matter of fact,
cool.
I was working on my intro last night after we got offline. So as soon as I get my act together, I will be going live. And what I really want to
most people know you with 10. We see you with 10, so we know you're of the professional kind.
No, I don't know about that, but
what
I'd like to do is I'd like to start my channel up on Rumble. That way I can really get off the chain.
We'll come support you on Rumble, honey. I'll come support you on Rumble.
I'll be there.
Oh,
we'll all come. We'll all come.
That's the Rumble. If I
Here
can
we
get
come.
enough subs on Rumble, and if I can get enough subs on Rumble, then when 10 gets up on Rumble, I can simulcast it. That way we've got double the exposure and we can get the word out off the chain to twice as many people.
Yeah, 10, you got over 100 now, right? You're ready to go live?
That's awesome.
Yeah. I don't know how it happened, but
Well, you're kind of popular, 10. Everyone loves a cat with a tinfoil hat. It's our favorite,
Who can't love a cat with a tinfoil hat? Come on.
I mean, it's pretty fun.
Well, I'm not here for the popularity. I'm going to plant a seed about God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit, and help people to just get ready for whatever's coming, because tomorrow's not promised. So
tomorrow's not promised. That's right.
No, we're getting ready for a real hard storm down here. I don't know about you, Dee. But down here we're looking at 1.25 inches of rain, and we've got gale force wind warnings out until Sunday night. So
it's snowing here again.
Is it really? Dang.
Yes.
Well, we're getting ready to get slammed as far as weather's concerned. They're saying something about the 100-year floods happening any time between now and 2028. So it could be part of any time now.
And that's part of a solar cycle too.
Absolutely.
Are you going to talk about that tonight? Oh, you're not sure if you're going to go live tonight.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw it back to Liberty here in a second. Let her kind of have her show back. But I did want to know if you were going live and we could talk about all that fun stuff, because a lot's going on today.
No, actually, I want everybody to
subscribe.
I want everybody to get their promos in.
Yeah, let's get our promo. Let me go to Tim's channel.
Let's go one for one. Dee, we'll start with you. What are you broadcasting and what's your website?
I'm broadcasting on Stand Up Humble 2 right now. What? and my website I'd like everyone to check out is standuphumble.news. And I just realized how I need to add 10 onto the Fresh Press page on your channel on there, because I put a lot of people's channels up there, and that's another great place where people can find us. And we'll throw Stephanie's Rumble on there too. So if you go to standuphumble.news, there's a link called Fresh Press. I'll try to get it in a second here, but I'm looking for 10s right now. And you will be able to find a lot of us, because I have that link there. There's pages. Cowgirls have a page for Liberty Cowgirls. Hug Your Flag campaign, and we're going to start a contest soon. So if you have any pictures of yourself hugging your flag, send them in to her. Email is going across the ticker right there. And so there's a Cowgirl page on there, and there's also blog pages from Jen in Wisconsin, Mama T. I've got Creation's Best on there. We got all kinds of fun stuff. Thank you, Cindy. I was trying to get Tim's too. Yeah, move on from me, because I'll never shut up.
Power Girl Productions, you want to give out your channel?
Yes, ma'am. I'm very excited about tomorrow night. We're going to go live at 5 Wisconsin time, 3 o'clock California time, 6 o'clock East Coast time with Brock Maddox. We're starting to have the Founding Father conversation. And I'm very excited because we just got Brock and Jake Jackson together. Jake Jackson has some amazing content about natural law that is just so well polished, and so getting Brock and Jake in the same room is going to be really exciting. And I hear Harry Waite is going to be there as well, so don't miss that. That's going to be on the Power Girl Power Hour channel. For now, we are backing that up on Rumble, going live on YouTube, and usually also on Facebook. So check us out. It's going to be a blast.
Woohoo.
Awesome.
I've been
10
watching-
TV.
I just do stuff with people. I don't know. I don't promote myself, do I, Steph?
Not really, but if you really, really, really want to see a great
Not
show,
well.
Tin TV, and I'll be there
Stephanie.
too. My name is Stephanie Kerr. You can catch me as soon as I get enough. As soon as I get enough subs, I will be basically tying everything up on YouTube. But I'm gonna be doing it a la free speech style. I will be on Rumble, Stephanie Kerr. I need to get some more subs, but as soon as I get enough subs up there, I will be tying everything all these ladies are saying and putting out their ideas. Only I'm going to be off the chain. And I can't do none of this. I'm a free speech girl, and I'm not going to even start on YouTube. I do have a channel, not much to see on it, because what I'm doing is I'm waiting to spit some truth on Rumble. So come see 10 TV, and I'll be there, and I'll try to be as subdued as possible.
Listen to that sassy pants. I'm not even wasting my time on YouTube.
Love it.
I'm not even wasting my time on YouTube like y'all here. Yeah, you'll get all our subs though, won't ya? Because we're gonna all come follow you. Because we're peace and unity.
You want free subs, that's where you need to go.
Yeah. Right on.
And we got to work.
Right.
I want to thank.
And
I want to thank all you ladies for joining the panel tonight.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. We got a 5-second delay. Pardon me. Go ahead, Stephanie.
Just ladies, keep doing the great work that you're doing. I'll see you all on 10 TV.
Yes.
Liberty, what an awesome show you've got. You are fantastic. I will spread you around like peanut butter.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Butter.
Well, listen, I'm only as good as the team I'm on, and there is no I or me in team. This is a collective effort. I feel honored to have all you ladies on my platform, on my show, all at once. I know how hard it is to just schedule one person, much less 6 of you, with all of you having your own shows. So I truly, truly, from my heart, appreciate you coming to this Liberty Lounge to show people of America what Ladies of Liberty are all about, setting the example for everyone out there, and really doing your best to go out there and demonstrate to all people of America how good American people really are. And you girls are example, and this Liberty Lounge and you Ladies of Liberty are an example for people all across this country of how you can be from different states and still all come together. And it's just been wonderful and a blessing to cross everybody's path and to create a place where everyone can come together to check in with one another at the same time. So I want to thank you all for joining on. I want everybody to hit, subscribe, Liberty Cowgirl Network on YouTube. You can subscribe to Liberty Cowgirl and see the shows that we broadcast here on Getter. And we want to thank our Getter family for all their support over there, and on True Social. We hope to have you ladies back real soon as we can get another one on the books. And never give up, never give in, and never back down, girls.
Amen.
That's right.
Keep fighting for freedom, girls, and stay in peace, love, and unity. And we look forward to seeing all your shows. We'll see everybody on the next one.
Thank you, Liberty Cowgirl.
Thank you.
Right.
Hey, Liberty.
Thank you all ladies for coming on. I'm hanging out for the back room talk.
Good night, everyone.
Love you, Elaine. Eric.